Look at that
Oh my
thickness.
gosh. Would you
Look at that.
okay. No. All right.
God damn.
Anyways.
Just kidding.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our first time playthrough of Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Oops.
You need to turn your phone on silent. In the last 2 parts, actually, not 3, which is weird because usually every level's been 3 up to this point, we actually did Sand Mountain. And our audio completely fucked up during the live recording, so we had to record it in post, which was annoying. But in this part, we're going to move on from Sand Mountain to the next area. Which
Is it this one?
Yep. And it just so happens to be the Industrial Park.
Interesting.
Wow, that robot looks like Patrick, and its breath seems just as bad.
This day just doesn't seem to be getting any better.
SpongeBob, hurry! Squidward's in more trouble than a chili relleno in a pan of grease. We have to help!
You're right, Sandy. But if that robot really is like Patrick, he'll eat us for dessert. What should we do?
Well, we better figure something out, and pronto!
Maybe that button on his back is a self-destruct. I'll try to hit it.
Good idea, SpongeBob, but it's time to stop yapping and get to it!
Okay, so I want to start this right off the bat by saying one thing that really bothers me about the cutscenes in this game that I've started to notice is SpongeBob's eyebrows block his eyelashes, and when SpongeBob's eyelashes aren't visible, it looks really wrong.
You know, I was going to point that out.
You need to hit him in the back, where it says kick me here. You need to hit him there. There you go.
Okay.
So this is Robot Patrick. Like Robot Sandy, this is a robot variant of one of the 3 main characters. And this fight was actually where I used to stop playing the game when I was younger. I would always get to the Robot Patrick fight and I could never beat it because I guess I just sucked. And so I never got past this fight until I was in, like, I don't know, maybe 5th or 6th grade? I don't remember, but it took me a few years to beat. Because I played this game for the first time in 2nd grade, so yeah. But thankfully, unlike the Robot Sandy fight, I do think that the Robot Patrick fight is paced a little bit better. It still feels faster than the original game, but it doesn't feel like it's over and done with as soon as you started the way Robot Sandy is. Like, you would have been done Phase 1 of Robot Sandy by now. Robot Patrick, thankfully, does take a little bit longer, but all of his attacks are the exact same, it's just updated for the remake.
This squirrel too far. Get ready for a hot fudge twister, Texas style.
What is Sandy going to do to get...
Alright, so now you're playing as Sandy because, again, to mirror the Robot Sandy fight, when you played as Patrick for the 2nd phase, you're doing the opposite for Robot Patrick and playing as Sandy for the 2nd phase. So what you need to do here is you just need to hit him in the back for the first hit, as usual. But what he's
Hit
gonna...
him with?
You just kick him. But what he's gonna do is he's gonna pull on this lever that's in the ceiling, which is going to lower down some toxic waste into the first level. So now you can no longer stand there. And the best way to avoid this attack is to just keep moving, and he won't hit you. And then that homing move, you basically just gotta like jump or move your momentum in a different direction. But what you have to do for the 2nd and 3rd hit as Sandy is you need to hang on those grappling Texas hooks and pull some crates down behind him for you to jump across to reach him. Because, you know, if you land in the goo or the waste, you will die. So yeah, you need to grapple onto that, but you weren't fast enough, unfortunately. So you'll just have to give it another go. But, yeah, I will say that the animations, like with Robot Sandy, are a little stiff. It felt like it did animate smoother in the original game, which, you know, I do hope is at least fixed in a patch. But,
Does it matter? Sorry.
Careful. And you're dead.
What the fuck?
So you gotta do the 2nd phase over again.
Did I not have full health?
No, you landed in the waste twice.
Oh.
You can skip the cutscene, we already saw it.
Alright.
Hold it, yeah. But, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna say, every time you die, you only have to repeat the phase you're on. You don't have to do phase 1 all over again.
That's awesome. Also, does it matter which thing I hold on to?
No, it doesn't matter. 2 to 3 boxes will drop down every single time you grapple on any hook. It does not matter which one it is.
He's pissed.
He is. I will say a nice detail is they actually do keep frozen Squidward and frozen SpongeBob on the map right there. And yeah, you cannot, just because you're swinging on those doesn't mean you're not going to get hit. He can hit you while you're swinging there. The best advice I can give you, at least when he's doing that rapid fire attack and the lock-on move, is to just move out of the way. For this phase, it's easier to just look at where the things will land on the ground and do it that way. So yeah, if you just, you know, go on that crate, kick him, and then nope, you weren't fast enough. But that's okay, because it gives me more time to explain what this fight is like. What I will say is every time you get hit, it'll reset his patterns. So if you were to get hit during this, you'd have to sit through another pattern of it, which, you know, is a little annoying. But every time you pull down a crate, the game knows to spawn it right behind where Patrick is sitting so that you're able to get it. It won't just randomly fall somewhere around that middle pool. And because you hit him twice, now there's another layer of waste, so you have to jump across 2 crates instead of just 1. Which is not a big deal, but, you know, just something to note. So what I like to do for the first 2 phases is actually just stay on the platform that you're currently over right now. That big one. I don't even go to the conveyor belts until the 3rd phase. You should be able to just make that. Because another thing to keep in mind is when you hit him the 3rd time, it'll activate a cutscene before you have to worry about landing anywhere.
Okay.
So yeah, you didn't have to.
Woohoo! That's hotter than a June bug in July!
It's time to roll out some robot punishment.
And a nice thing about this game compared to the original, you want to avoid the ice breath, obviously. A nice thing about that animation is that SpongeBob's arms didn't actually detach from his body, which in the original game they do detach. So, another thing I appreciate about this fight in the remake is you can actually see where the goo is going to land based on those red spots, so you need to bubble bowl him now. There you go. So you can see where the goo is going to land. You want to avoid that. Another change in this boss fight compared to the original game is that freeze move. He actually breathes like a spread from left to right, but there he just breathes a continuous wave as you move, which is a little different. I think it's easier to avoid compared to the original game. And you're getting really lucky with his placements, because usually he faces one of the conveyor belts, so you faces away from you. He usually faces the direction that you're standing in on this platform, so you have to go out to the conveyor belts to hit him. And the other thing I wanted to say is, unlike the original game, see here you're going to see him reset his pattern, so now you got to sit through the entire spin cycle again. But one thing I appreciate about this compared to the original game is that, oh, you almost died. But yeah, I mean, you can still stay on that platform for the time being. Let me get to my point. In the original game, if the bubble bowl touched the radioactive waste, it would pop and you wouldn't be able to hit him, so you actually needed to charge up your hits so that you'd be able to hit him. You got really lucky with that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for saving me, guys. I never thought I'd say this, SpongeBob, but I owe you big time.
Thanks, Sandy. We'd still be popsicles if it wasn't for her.
Aw, shucks. You fellers are gonna make me blush.
I think I have fudge in my pants. I'm sorry, Plankton. The Chum Bucket lab is locked up tight. I don't know if I'll ever get enough golden spatulas to get in.
Yes, it's the Chum Bucket security system. I designed it myself. It makes me so proud. It was meant to keep out the hateful throngs of the unwashed. Unfortunately, I never figured I'd be on this side of it.
So what are you gonna do, Plankton?
We, of course meaning you, are gonna have to go out there and get those golden spatulas! Or I'll never get back into the Chum Bucket and regain control of my robots.
What was that?
Oh, I said, will I ever get back into the Chum Bucket to stain all my pots? Yes.
Something's fishy here.
Keep looking for golden spatulas, SpongeBob. I'm sure that my robots out there have some.
Hey, you called them your robots.
No,
And I saw a plaque on the butt of one of the robots that said, "Property of Plankton."
I really like how in the remake they position him behind the one rocket that's on the ground, so that smoke looks like it's coming out of his head while he's angry.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, continue.
Well, maybe, but I,
And I found this order form for robot parts with your signature on it.
Can I have that back? I need it for my tax write-off.
I think you've been pulling my leg this whole time.
Well, duh!
I'll bet you made all these robots, and after I get inside the chum bucket and figure out how to stop them, I'm gonna tell everyone.
Fine, tell everyone. Be a big tattletale. I'm still smarter than all of you!
And then I want you to talk to him one more time.
Maybe this day won't be mine. Or the next. Or possibly even the next, or the next. Or the next, or the next. Or the next, or the next after that. But the one after the next, after the next, after the next, after that. Well, that one after that, right next to that one, that will be my day!
August 27th.
Sure. I actually think that's funny because that's a reference to, I believe it's, The Algae is Always Greener, in which Mr. Krabs goes, the next day, and 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 it's just over and over again.
So do I go here?
Not yet, not yet. But that will be the level we're tackling.
Oh, shit.
You're fine. We're actually gonna teach you the final move that you unlocked for beating Robot Patrick.
There's another one?
Yep.
Super pinky shake on it?
Here, let's super pinky shake on it.
I would if I had pinkies.
Yeah, you weren't blessed with pinkies, but you were blessed with a fine ass, Bubble Buddy. A fine,
You're
thick, juicy ass.
ridiculous. You need to stop.
Here, I'll blow you some.
Can you just get your
Here,
mind out of the gutter?
I'll blow you
Get
some.
your mind out of the gutter.
Now pay attention, SpongeBob. This bubble's a doozy.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna start pressing X.
When you're not moving, press this button, and you'll blow a bubble that you can steer as it flies through the air.
Wow.
Me at Bubble Buddy.
Aim carefully, though. You've only got a few seconds of flight time before the bubble pops.
Yeah.
I'm a bubble blowing machine.
Did you see the sponge ball?
Mm-hmm.
He's like... eh. Yes.
Better? Okay. So this is the cruise bubble. Unlike the original game, which gave you a first-person camera, this one gives you a third-person camera, and I don't know if I'm the only person who feels this way, but I feel like the cruise bubble controls so much worse in this game compared to the original. Could just be the camera perspective, it could be me, it could be the fact that it controls differently. But regardless...
Hey, can I do this?
No, don't go in that yet. That's the later part. What you need to do is, there's actually 3 buttons on the side of the chum bucket. If you want to go ahead and use your cruise bubble on those. Yeah, right there.
Oh, God.
Yep. So you need to activate all 3 of these buttons within a time limit, because it doesn't give you a time limit, but if you miss the buttons too many times and you don't activate them, they will unpress and you have to hit them again. But it looks like... Ooh, that's unfortunate. I think you do have enough time to press it. Yeah, you're still good there. But what that did is that spawned that trampoline right there so that you can bounce on up and get that golden spatula on top of the chum bucket.
The cum bucket.
The chum bucket.
The cum bucket.
Alright, and then what you need to do, actually turn around, I'm going to save you some time. If you don't jump off, but you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. You didn't make it. You gotta try again.
No, really?
But you can just use the trampoline to make it easier for you. But in the original game, I don't know if you can make it in the remake because I don't remember if I did it or not.
Can I
but
go in here?
Hang on. In the original game, you could just make it from top of the chum bucket. Talk to Mr. Krabs before you go in there.
What's wrong, Mr. Krabs? You don't look so good.
You gotta help me, boy. The Krusty Krab's been overrun by a bunch of them hoodlum robots of yours. They've booted me out! And worse, they've got all me beautiful shiny objects!
Defiling the Krusty Krab? Is there no end to their evil? What are we going to do, Mr. Krabs?
We, meaning you, are going to clear the robots out, get me back me restaurant, and most importantly, rescue me money!
So yeah, if you go in the Krusty Krab, like Sandy's Tree Dome and the lighthouse from downtown Bikini Bottom and a few other areas, this is a battle arena.
I feel like I should be working.
So what you need to do is you need to wipe out all of the robots. There is a Duplicatotron in here that you need to break first before you really kill any of the other robots. So you're going to want to find that and take it out before anything else. Of course, you know, it's still good to kill robots if they're hurting you. That's a new robot for this section of the game that I forgot to look up the name of. But I could give you an answer eventually. But now you're in sleepy time territory, so they're gonna, yeah, wipe you out, as you can see. And you're dead.
You know, that was the titties.
Yeah, well, like I said, you need to take out the Duplicatotron before the robots will stop spawning, and that is the key to succeeding at this.
Let me guess. It's not up there, so it's up.
There you go.
Fuck me.
So the best thing to do is use the cruise bubble on it. There you go. You took that out. You're probably going to get hit twice. It happens. It's worth the hit. And then what you can do, now that you've taken out the Duplicatotron, is just take out the rest of the robots. In the original game, this gave me hell. I hated this mission in the original game. It was so frustrating for me because I just, you know, again, I kind of sucked when I was in first, second grade.
Yeah.
But you obviously didn't have any problem. And some of the robots didn't even spawn for you, it looks like.
Good.
Because you already beat them all. So now all you need to do is break everything in here. Also, I want you to look out the window. You see that?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a mime.
Yep. That's in the original game too.
Is it?
Yeah, just a random mime on the window for whatever reason. But yeah, if you can, don't leave, but again, break everything in here.
I am.
Okay.
So, is Pie Guy playing this on his gaming thing too?
He was. He's probably done the game by the time this part goes up, though, so...
Okay. Well, if you haven't already, you should go check out his playthrough of it, because he is pretty cool. True story.
Go ahead and hit that condiment stand, by the way.
Nah.
Alright.
I do things my own way.
But yeah, that's the Krusty Krab. One thing I kind of talked about in my video on the original game is I kind of wish this was something else instead of just a battle arena. Because it would have been cool for the Krusty Krab to be something more interesting. But it's just kind of like, yeah, it's the Krusty Krab. It's here. And that's that. I don't know. I kind of wish this was a more exciting area.
I was just trying to
But,
look at it.
oh, you're fine. So you knocked over the ketchup and mustard and then hit the cash register. Okay, you must have missed something somewhere that I... Oh, hit the drinks on the table, I think? Is that what you need to hit? No. Okay, you missed something somewhere. Did you hit that Thunder Tiki up there? No, you didn't. Yeah, you need to break everything in this room, and once you do, a sock will appear.
Patrick leaving his goddamn socks everywhere.
Yep, so... If you can go ahead and grab that, then we'll be done with the Krusty Krab.
There's like that little lip right there that you can't really...
Yeah. So, unlike the second area of Bikini Bottom, which at least I'm not sure, I haven't edited the Rock Bottom parts yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to include that with the first part of Rock Bottom. This actually has way more to do, which is why the Robot Patrick fight and all of the stuff we're doing in Bikini Bottom Section 3 is in one video. So we're, this kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not alleviates, but like, it's a word that makes up for it. It makes up for it, but it's like, not that.
Supports.
No.
Makes up for.
Yeah, but I was thinking of a different word. Regardless, this part will make up for Sand Mountain only being 2 parts, is what I'm trying to say. But there's another word I'm looking for, and I'm sure I'll figure it out while I'm editing or whatever, and I'll put it on screen or something. But, yeah, So now that you've done that, I want you to go over to that theater right there. That's a
Fuck
theater
yourself. Oh, fuck.
that you don't see too often in SpongeBob, but it is recognizable.
Is this what he goes to for the prom?
No, this is where he goes in Something Smells.
help you?
Oh. 40,000.
Yes, and that was in the original game too. In the
How
original,
many do I have?
not
Oh,
enough.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll be getting to that in the I guess the final part of the playthrough. So don't worry about that for now. We'll get to it when we get to it. And then I believe all you need to do now is go inside the chum bucket. And that'll be the last part of this section of Bikini Bottom. So go ahead and head on inside. And then all I want you to do is walk forward a few feet.
Flash! Authorities have confirmed that the robots running amok through Bikini Bottom are indeed coming from the chum bucket. Yes, right where you're standing. Plankton, owner of the chum bucket, and best known for the creation of robots whose sole purpose is to cause mayhem and destruction, has denied any involvement. And then stomp on your children! And stomp on your children's children! This has been a Bikini Bottom news flash.
So is the voice of the fish and the voice of Plankton the same person?
Yeah, Mr. Lawrence.
Are you kidding?
No.
I am 23 years old. And I just found this out?
So something that bothers me about this compared to the original game, you're going to want to avoid those. So what they actually want you to do is if you look up, there's floating tikis up there with stone tikis on top of them. What they want you to do is use the cruise bubble to break the floating tikis, knock the stone tikis down onto the table, and then activate the thunder tiki. Without destroying the stone tiki, of course. But as you saw, there is a golden spatula in this room.
That was fucking...
Yeah,
whoa.
the camera is really wonky for this. But in the original game, you can't jump and reach it. You actually have to wall jump. In the remake, they just made it so you can jump and reach it. So that's kind of lame. But whatever. Yeah.
That was me.
So as you can see, you need 75 golden spatulas in order to get into the final boss. That's where the final boss is. But we don't have that yet, and we're not going to be doing that until we actually have all of the golden spatulas that we can have. So
Okay.
yeah, but you can go ahead and check out that menu, I guess, that you were going to look at. Chum burger, chum fries, chum shake, chum on a stick, chumbalaya,
Chumbalaya.
chum chili, chum pie, warning, scribble, scribble, scribble.
You can't read that?
Oh, what's it say?
It says, beware, there may be robot parts in your chumbalaya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You didn't see that?
No. But that TV in the original game, it will spawn in and then break, and for whatever reason it doesn't do that in the remake, which is lame. But yeah, I guess with that all out of the way, that's the final section of Bikini Bottom. I believe we've gotten everything here in terms of socks and the golden spatulas. Could you actually check that for me by pulling up the menu? Yeah, and press X. No, we're missing 2 socks and a golden spatula. Oh, you need to talk to Mr. Krabs to get that spatula. Oh, if you could go ahead and talk to him really quick, that would be superb.
Don't you mean that would be the titties?
Sure.
Phew, you had me worried there for a bit, boy. Worried for me money, of course.
Not as good as the original.
No. Could you actually do me a favor? Let's get the last 2 socks in Bikini Bottom while we're here.
Okay. I want to see something.
Yes,
these-
this breaks stone tikis. You are now able to break them.
Awesome. Okay. Sweet.
So if you could head back to Shady Shoals, actually, because I believe we missed the sock in there. And then ground pound it. Sock. Not sure how you'd think to do that, but yeah, that's a sock. And then go back to go behind the Krusty Krab. Go out back where where SpongeBob learns that fancy new word in Sailor Mouth.
There's nothing like the smell of bubbles in the morning.
Don't you mean...
Dumpster writing.
Victory.
Don't you mean...
Well, now I gotta edit it in. Almost. There you go.
Another find for Patrick.
And that is the last sock in Bikini Bottom. We aren't going to be getting the rest of the socks until later, only because, you know, it's just more convenient for us. But I figured we'd get those two just to kind of wrap up Bikini Bottom in full. The only things we have left to do are the last 3 levels and the theater and the final boss. So, as of right now, Bikini Bottom is almost it's almost done. But yeah, anyways, we can go ahead and head into Kelp Forest and get a move on with that. So, yeah.